Right, you lot. Welcome to the countdown of the top 10 cars that mattered. Not just cars that went fast or looked vaguely shiny in the right light, but cars that actually shifted the bloody paradigm. These are the vehicles that didn't just get from A to B, they redefined A, B, and the squiggly line in between. We're talking game changers, trendsetters, the whole shebang. So buckle up because we're about to take a trip through automotive history, and trust me, some of these stories are more entertaining than a runaway tractor on a frozen lake. Ah, the Model T. You might think it's boring, basic, the sort of car your great-grandpa might have used to churn butter, but you'd be wrong. This, my friends, was the car that changed everything. Before old Henry Ford got his spanner out, cars were playthings for the rich, complicated, unreliable. Then came the Model T, simple, affordable, built on a production line that would make a robot blush. It democratized the road, put America on wheels, and basically invented the modern world. All while looking like a black bathtub on wheels. Genius. Speaking of changing the world, meet the Volkswagen Beetle. Designed in the 1930s, it was supposed to be the car for the common man in Germany. Didn't quite go to plan at first, did it? But after the war, this little bugger became a global phenomenon. It was cheap, cheerful, and just ran and ran and ran. It became a symbol of peace, love, and the open road, even if it did handle like a wet sponge. Now, we're talking the Porsche 911, the car that's been upsetting Ferraris and terrifying passengers since 1963. It's a design icon, a masterpiece of engineering, and dare I say it, rather good-looking in a froggy sort of way. Over the years, it's been tweaked, tuned, and turbocharged to within an inch of its life, but the basic recipe remains the same: engine at the back, driver grinning like a maniac. If cars were paintings, the Ferrari 250 GTO would be the Mona Lisa. It's simply stunning. The curves, the stance, the noise it makes when you prod the throttle. It's enough to make a grown man weep. And it's not just a pretty face, this thing was built to race, and race it did, winning pretty much everything it entered. No wonder they're worth more than a small island these days. Speaking of expensive and loud, feast your eyes on the Lamborghini Countach. This, my friends, is what happens when you take Italian styling, a V12 engine, and add a hefty dose of because I can. Those scissor doors, pure theater, the wedge-shaped aerodynamic marvel, or maybe they just like triangles. Whatever the reason, the Countach defined the 80s supercar and adorned the bedroom walls of teenagers everywhere. Now, for something a bit more refined, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SL Gullwing. This car was so far ahead of its time, it's a wonder it didn't come with a flux capacitor. Those gullwing doors weren't just for show, you know. They were a necessity because the car's space-frame chassis meant conventional doors were out of the question. It was also fast, stylish, and about as reliable as a Swiss watch. What's not to love? Even Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car ever made, the Jaguar E-Type. It's not hard to see why. Those curves, that long bonnet. It's like a cat that's just had a good stretch and knows it looks damn good. And it wasn't just a pretty face. Underneath that sleek exterior beat the heart of a racer. The E-Type was fast, agile, and made a glorious noise. It's the automotive equivalent of a perfectly poured pint of beer. Proof that good things come in small packages. The Mini. This little tyke was designed in the late 50s as a response to a fuel crisis. It was tiny, economical, and surprisingly spacious inside. But the Mini was more than just a city car. It was fun to drive thanks to its go-kart handling, and became a British icon, appearing in countless films and TV shows. The Ford Mustang, a car that needs no introduction. It's the epitome of American muscle, a chrome-laden V8-powered symbol of freedom and the open road. When it burst onto the scene in the 60s, it was an instant hit, capturing the hearts and minds of a generation. It was affordable, stylish, and could outrun pretty much anything else on the road. It spawned countless imitators and cemented its place in automotive history. The DeLorean DMC-12, the car that proved that even if your car is a bit of a lemon, Hollywood can still make you a legend. Sure, it wasn't exactly fast, and those gull-wing doors were better suited to a phone box than a car, but none of that mattered. Thanks to its starring role in Back to the Future, the DeLorean became a cultural icon, a symbol of 80s cool, and the dream of time travel. So, there you have it, 10 cars that changed the world. From humble beginnings to supercar stardom, these vehicles have left their mark on history and continue to inspire and excite today. Which one is your favorite? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that little bell thingy. It's probably shaped like a car part, knowing my luck.